yeah. Covers USA, yeah.
This is Car Bros Podcast episode 79.
Coyne's feeling very sauce.
Yeah, we're
the big 7-9.
I showed up and we immediately started drinking.
Yes. Yeah. And if you're watching the video, you've noticed we've upgraded to Coors Banquet instead of
Not only
Coors
are
Light.
they richer, but they're larger.
Yes.
John went to the
16 ounce.
Banquet
Yeah.
after
In honor
watching-
of Cobra Kai.
After watching Cobra
Which taught me
Kai,
light beers for pussies.
because the main character drinks Coors Banquet.
It's product placement at work.
So obviously we upgraded. Yeah, let's turn that label. First.
Thanks, Coors.
Yeah, thank you, Coors, for not sponsoring us, but you could.
Mm-hmm.
We are legitimately up to like 2,000 listeners.
Yeah, we just checked like
Yeah.
20 minutes ago. We were like, what the hell?
which is pretty wild if you just think about how big.
But a lot of those were audio only then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's because we're on
Yeah.
a couple different platforms.
Yeah,
so-
YouTube has fallen off dramatically, but
Yeah.
but SoundCloud is pumping up. the
So
numbers.
what's up? Thank you for being here. Welcome back. I just want to say a sincere apology.
Nah,
about
bro.
the pre-
Apologize for nothing. Never apologize.
the
No
previous-
surrender.
previous episode.
Cobra Kai never dies, okay?
No mercy.
Yeah,
Are you,
strike,
are you showing mercy?
strike hard, strike first. Don't plan anything. Anyways, welcome back if you're still here.
They're probably gone.
Yeah, we just do that every once in a while. We have a purposely bad episode to weed out the,
The amateurs.
the weak listeners.
The posers.
The listeners who can't take the heat. Okay, I wanted to open up with a potentially big untapped aftermarket that, as far as I know, I have
Wait,
never
this
seen.
is not essential oils for cars.
This is not essential oils for cars. This is a
It's in the same page.
this is legitimately a good idea. And once I say
Are you
it,
saying that essential oils for cars is
I am
I was,
saying
yeah.
that pretty firmly. Once this is out, you're going to be like, damn.
The clock's ticking, too.
Okay,
To the
so
trademark.
I saw for sale.
someone's going to be, whoever listens to this is going to be rushing.
It's going to be a race to the phones. So recently for sale, I saw this like Daihatsu fire engine or something. Do you
Oh,
know
yeah,
that thing?
yeah.
Which was like pretty sweet. There's
Yeah.
like all these new like tiny Japanese like work trucks and stuff.
You saw one driving the other day.
coming.
right?
Yeah, it's like I don't know why, but like that stuff's starting to come over here. And so this thing was 4 on the tree. It was like it was
Yeah.
a stick shift, but like column
It
shift.
doesn't have the same ring to it.
Yeah, 4 on the tree, 3 on the tree, 4 on the tree. And so
4 on the
it's-
floor,
It's
3
a,
on the tree.
it's a stick shift, but it's on the column, which
Yes.
I've never driven, but I want to. And so
Actually, I have driven one, but I don't remember how to use it.
It doesn't have a clutch pedal, though.
No, it does.
It,
It
operates,
does.
it
It's a
operates
stick.
the same way.
it's stick. It's just on the column.
That's weird.
It's sick. Yeah, it's dope, right? And so here's my idea: is short shifters. The column shift short shifters. Isn't that good? You can like bang gears like super fast,
like, yeah.
like tiny little throws. You can have like your B&M or whatever.
Hurst, yeah.
Hurst, your pistol grip, short shift column shifter. It just made me think of it, and I googled it, and I don't think it's a thing. It's not a thing. Short
because no cars.
Yeah.
short shift column shifter reveals. Yeah, there's nothing. So,
Shorten those throws.
folks,
Top tip.
That'd be dope.
You'd be saving time right now.
You have some crisp, like a rifle bolt
Shift action.
shift action on the shifter. Anyways, shout out to column shift.
It's kind of the predecessor to the paddle shift.
Yeah, totally.
They just would have done
I mean,
that,
not totally, but totally.
Everyone would still be driving sticks if someone had just come up with that earlier.
It's faster. You don't have to actually hold on. I mean, you move your hand shorter distance wherever it is.
Gear changes are that much.
Yeah, I think it's going to come back, and I think it's partly going to be because of this podcast. Okay, another thing I want to talk about is ashtrays in cars.
Have we not talked about
I feel
this?
like we talked about
Okay, we're going to revisit it. Because
Isn't this when we talked about like the coin tray? And
Yeah,
the
we talked
Taurus?
about. Yeah, we did talk about the Coyne tray and the Taurus.
Or is that specifically?
we talk about
the
coin trays, but not ashtrays.
Well, it started with ashtrays because I was like, I specifically only use the ashtray for coins
oh, you put coins in it?
in the Prelude. Yeah.
Well, the thing that got me thinking about it is the Lexus LX 470 that I have has an ashtray for literally every seat in the vehicle. Literally every seat, including the third row, which like
It's
an
usually
adult,
stowed away.
yeah, an adult like can't fit back there, and there's an ashtray back there, and so it just made me think of like 7 people smoking in that vehicle.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say a video of 7 people smoking in that thing would be sweet. Windows like rolled up.
Yeah,
Off-roading.
just cigars on an off-road course. But I think they're still in cars, right? They still put ashtrays in cars, don't they?
I don't think the Jeep has one.
I know
Really?
that the cigarette lighters are not even called cigarette lighters.
Yeah,
anymore.
well, they don't even have the thing that actually would light
Yeah,
a cigarette.
right.
It's just a power source now. Yeah,
It is now just a power source.
yeah. There's
It's
not
just
like
a
there's
flap.
not the thing that you
They
could.
put the little flap in front of it.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
For
just the input.
It's funny because the cigarette lighter just became the power outlet. Like they just like
yeah. I'm sure there's
just in all
aftermarket
cars.
things that sell the cigarette lighter part that you can put in it,
yeah to put it in there.
Like
but
cigs.
from the dealer, from the factory,
It's
does not.
finally dead.
Yeah,
Shame.
Yeah, it's too bad. I wish I smoked cigarettes because
It's not too late.
It's so cool looking.
Let's just face it. It's goddamn.
Let's
still
face
is.
it, folks. It's pretty cool looking every time I see it. But now that cars don't have ashtrays,
but it's funny because the vaping, the e-cigarettes, is not cool looking.
no, that's not cool at all.
No.
That's like pretty weak looking.
If you want a weak look,
Yeah, if you want a weak look,
vape.
vape. But like
Is
cigarette,
vaping still? I guess it is still.
Yeah, it's I'm
it's-
sure it's still a huge
I
industry.
guess that wasn't really like a short-lived fad.
no,
No,
It's here to stay.
no, that's here. That's here for sure. But it's not cool.
Rest assured.
Yeah, it's just like kind of lame.
yeah, it's just you sucking on a plastic.
Yeah, when you see people like taking their smoke break or whatever and they're vaping. like-
I've never seen that. But
Oh, really? Yeah, it's like oh god, dude. It's like pretty weak looking. But like a cigarette break, it's like
Some Marlboros.
yeah, it's killing me in there.
yeah, it's a rough day.
They're going through some stuff.
It is crazy how like it's pretty much completely unrelated to cars. How like the cigarette industry was just like destroyed. Like how big it was like in the 80s.
I think
like,
it. I mean, it still is.
No, I mean,
it's,
no, I mean,
you
it's,
can
I mean, it's
still
still
smoke
there, but
cigarettes.
just like no one knows about it.
it's yeah. You just never talk about it
Yeah,
anymore.
but it's just like it was on like race cars and fucking
Yeah.
TV commercials and bus
You're
stops.
not
movies,
allowed.
yeah.
They're like not.
No,
allowed
it's like
to
yeah,
advertise?
I don't
yeah.
think
You
so.
can't advertise.
It's crazy.
I don't think anywhere.
something that's still like legal.
Yeah,
No,
They can't even talk about it.
no.
But it's still around.
That's just like all the fucking race cars, like Formula One, NASCAR.
Meanwhile,
Mr.
Coors
Gen Toyota
Banquet,
Camel, right?
Coors
Yeah,
Banquet
it's
is
fine.
thriving on TV shows.
Booze is fine.
Shout out to cigarettes.
Sup, cigarettes. Yeah. Well, that's how you know if something's dated. If there's like a Marlboro
Yeah, anything.
ad,
Smoking Joe.
they can't even put it on like race. They can't.
No.
Nope.
They can't
Ferrari
advertise
famously had like
The barcode.
a barcode
Yeah.
on
on
was
there.
supposed to be cigarettes.
It was Marlboro.
Wow.
Marlboro still paid money to have this like barcode put on it, which I don't even know if you just had to know what it
It
was,
implies
or if
cigarettes.
you legitimately like took a picture and scanned it, it would.
You had to like
say
ask
Marlboro.
what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Damn.
There's just no getting around the undeniable coolness.
yeah. It's just too cool.
Too cool. It's too cool. 12-year-olds smoking.
What's
Super
interesting is,
cool.
would you say like overall health is better now that cigarettes are gone?
I mean,
it doesn't really seem like it.
Probably.
I mean, Maybe specifically related to that stuff.
It's hard to know. We don't really have like
data.
yeah. So I would guess yes. There's probably less people dying from cigarettes. Wow, that's grim.
Smoking.
Why don't we dig into these statistics a little bit? Yeah. Yep. Okay. Another thing. So I recently went on a trip through a couple states, and I did not use the radio at all, except for.
You mean you listen to music, just not.
I listen to music, but not the
radio
like
specifically,
FM
right?
radio.
Yeah, through your phone.
Yeah. It was just through my phone, like streaming, Apple Music, Spotify kind of thing. But I was messing with something and I accidentally put it on FM when I was like trying to like cycle some stuff. And so the station that it was on was classic rock. And I was in like Seattle. And it was like who sings Smoke on the River or whatever?
Smoke on the Water?
Smoke on the Water.
Deep Purple.
Yeah, Deep Purple.
Yeah.
And so I was like just finishing that, and then it was like KXZR or something. It was like classic rock that really rocks.
None of that fake rock.
I mean, to
Yeah.
be fair, it was true.
Well, it's like it's fine, but it just made me realize every city has some station that has classic rock, and then they're always like, ours really.
Nah, bro, they got the deep cuts, like
But
like Smoke on the Water.
I wonder if that's specific. If that's actually true, though.
What is true?
But I mean, like
they all play the same 25 songs.
But I mean, theoretically, they could only play like classic hard rock. Like,
they never do.
Well, Deep Purple is technically hard rock.
Yeah,
like,
that's pretty hard, but like a lot of it is like not hard.
yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, do they play like the Doobie Brothers next?
Yeah, they'll always be like classic rock that really rocks. And
It's
it'll
like
be
Journey. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, this doesn't fucking rock. Get the fuck out of here.
What a fool believes.
It's just funny because it's like the popular like rock songs. I mean, I feel like most people have a phase in like high school basically where they discover classic rock.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is sweet. And then it's like, okay, there's a point where it's like you've heard it all because there's only like 20 or 30 like good songs.
Yeah, there's a certain catalog that you can go through.
Yeah,
and
especially if you only listen to the radio.
Yeah, and like the good, like the like higher
You don't
kind
get
of
the,
like
you don't get the deep cuts.
yeah, like the whatever the surface cuts of classic rock.
the side Bs.
Yeah.
But it's just funny how like every city has this like classic rock channel, and all of them are like, we rock, like we really, like we play the rock. And it's always like Bone Dog and, and like Skeeter.
Just radio DJs in general. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like classic rock that really, it's like, there's been the same like playlist for 45 years pumping Deep Purple. Like claiming that you rock, playing like quietly in the back of like a welding shop.
Tradition.
Yeah.
I'm curious when like classic rock stations are going to switch to like Nirvana.
Yeah. Like Dr. Dre and
The
stuff.
thing is, I don't think there's much
Like
rock that,
90s.
goes even beyond that.
Is rock dead?
I think like practically, technically it is. I mean, not technically it's not, but like popularity wise, it seems like it is.
Yeah, it seems
like
like
have you heard that new rock song?
yeah.
Everyone's listening to it.
What kind of music do you like? Rock. I enjoy rock.
I'm pretty sure everyone just listens to Drake now.
Yeah, everything's just like kind of mumbling over a
Yeah.
synthetic beat.
over a garage band beat.
Sick. I'm more into smoking cigarettes and listening to classic rock that really rocks.
Should we talk about now that the Garrett is essentially the 30-year-old boomer meme? That,
Oh, yeah.
With besides that he doesn't drink Monster Energy drinks, but every
and I'm getting
other
closer to
aspect,
40 now.
everything.
Have you seen this meme?
Yeah.
Here is Garrett listening to classic rock that really rocks.
I really like the one where he's making his teenage son mow the lawn.
Yeah. Crying.
Oh man, apologies to our 2,000 listeners that are audio only.
Yeah, just Google 30-year-old boomer.
Yeah. While listening to some classic rock that really rocks. Okay, moving on. I was changing the oil the other day.
This is very spicy.
Manual labor.
Yeah, I was doing a little manual labor,
Getting his hands dirty.
listening to some classic rock on the radio. And is it just me, or like who decides to tighten oil filters to like 600 foot-pounds?
Is that what the I didn't? Is there a spec?
No, well, you just tighten it to like a little bit beyond hand tight.
Yes, yeah.
And
it's like a quarter. It's like a
like-
quarter turn, if that.
Yeah, it's this like
Beyond hand tight.
giant squishy rubber gasket.
Yeah.
It's like it's not gonna leak. Yeah, and like I swear every time I get a new car and go to change the oil, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? I like can't. You have to like. I went and got a like
Extension.
no the oil filter wrench,
Yeah.
which I've never needed.
The like the strap kind,
Yeah, it's
or
like
the
a
cap
strap.
kind. Yeah,
It's like a belt.
They have like a bunch
because
of
there's the
different
cap
sizes.
kind too now.
Yeah, so there's a cap, but I'm guessing it's only for one
you have
filter
to
size.
Yeah, there's
you know?
yeah, it's per size.
So I was like, okay, I'll buy this. So it's like this rubber strap, and it's this like kind of handle and like rubber strap thing.
Yeah.
And you fit it around the oil filter, and I'm like pulling on this thing, and it's just stretching the rubber.
Oh, you're trying to get it off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it off. It's like, who put this on here? And so I finally get it off after like turning my hand into a blister. But it just made me think about like, this is not uncommon. It's like, for some reason, people just torque these things to fucking infinity. And like the move that I'm sure everyone is thinking about, it's like, okay, what's your last ditch effort to get an oil filter off? Do you know what it is?
I don't know.
It is
Two hands.
no. It is punching through the oil
destroying
filter
it.
with like a screwdriver, impaling the oil filter, and then
Punching through the thin plastic.
punching through the cell. Yeah, it just.
What
made
would
me
that
realize-
accomplish? Like,
Well, then you can turn it from the screwdriver.
oh, I see.
Then you-
From the side, you mean?
Yeah, you punch through
the
the
side,
thing.
and then you can get more torque. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
and then
now.
you can actually turn it. But it's just like it's happened more than once. I mean, frequently. Honestly, every time I buy a used car, I go to change the oil. I was like, who the fuck put this oil filter on?
Right.
It's not.
Cranked it down.
It's not load bearing.
Yeah, bro.
Like, dude, settle down.
No leaks on my
The
watch.
entire engine is connected.
Yeah, this thing's not gonna leak. Yeah, and then like all tight, and it's just like burp.
Yeah,
It's like you should
done.
be able to pull that thing off with your hand. It's the same with the drain plug.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, it's not. You're holding oil in. You're not like bolting the engine to the fucking engine mount.
If a couple drops that go though, man,
my
the
God.
engine's gonna explode.
That's
What's
a
sweet
pet
though
peeve.
is when I owned a motorcycle, when I would change the oil on that, like there are certain motorcycle oil filters that actually have like a nut like at the base of them,
Yeah.
and so it's like a 17 millimeter, so you can just use a ratchet
Yeah.
to tighten.
Oh, like it's part of the housing.
It's part of the housing. Yeah, it has like
Yeah,
a,
I've
it
seen
has
that
like
before.
a it has like a nut essentially
That's kinda
built into the
nice.
housing, which was awesome.
No, this was like
Yeah, it's the standard
this was like
oil filter.
You have room for a hand.
Yeah.
And it's especially something that should be easy. You're changing your oil.
That's why I don't even do it anymore. I just pay people.
I know, I don't either. Somebody was asking me recently.
Especially when you think about like having to dispose of it. And stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's like $40 to pay someone and like $29 to do it yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, really? I'm gonna drop it off and go eat a sandwich. And then
Damn sandwich.
yeah, damn. We should get sandwiches after this. So also related to that is what I believe is the worst automotive smell. Take a minute to
Are you talking like
peruse.
like the
specifically-
car produces the smell, or something can happen inside of a car.
Because we've seen some things.
Because I've done some things inside of a vehicle, and it required professional cleaning afterwards.
It is automotive related.
Not just in the setting of a car.
Man, is that too grotesque
What?
to talk about having to take a dump while driving?
No.
Should we? Oh, this poor podcast. Nah, let's not go.
No, we gotta go there, bro.
Nah. Nah.
Well, just imagine. Hold on. Just imagine you're driving down one of those construction things.
Ooh, yeah, just imagine. Yeah,
where you can't get out,
and you have
you're boxed in by concrete.
You're boxed in by concrete. A car in front, a car behind, and concrete on either side.
And nature's calling.
You're in stopped traffic. And you just had some Indian food.
Nature is knocking at the door.
Yeah, you had.
Yeah, it's not even knocking.
You had a double serving of chicken,
calling in the SWAT team.
Chicken tikka masala about 2 hours ago. You thought you were close to your destination, but you're not. No, we've strayed away from worst automotive smell.
Well, no. This could directly lead to worst.
Worst thing you've smelled while operating a car. While being near a vehicle.
I mean, something produced by the car. I think.
Yeah, let's
rein it in.
Let's reel it.
Let's reel it in. We've switched to Coors Light by now. We should be calming down. Come on.
Oh man, go ahead. Do you have one?
I think when you put anti-seize on like something in the exhaust and that's burning off, that's a very distinct smell. It's not like grotesque, but
I just had some work done to the Lexus, which is replacing both catalytic converters.
Oh, were they stolen?
No, they were just worn out. It was throwing check engine lights for like left bank and then right bank, and I was looking online, and it's like the code is P0420 or something, and
which I'm sure some listener out there knows by heart.
Dude, seriously, it's like most people know P0420.
I don't know about 420.
Cat code. But you look it up, and people are like, it could be like a vacuum leak. It's like
there's a million
these like different ways,
diverging paths
where they're like, surely it's not the expensive fix.
How much was that?
The fucking cat is like $1,600.
Both of them.
I did both of them.
God damn.
Plus $400 to install them.
That's wild.
I know. Well, it's like because some people are like they should never go out. Like they should.
The half-life is
they
X
should,
amount of years.
They're like platinum, like it never goes out. And then some people are like, they just like they can go out. And so that was my thing. Is like I changed the O2 sensors. It's like it was throwing a code every like 1,000 miles, and so I was resetting it. I was like, I should just make this go away. And so I
ran straight pipes, bro.
I know. And so I bought I bought 2 catalytic converters from Lexus.
Is there an O2 sensor after the cat though?
Yeah, that's how new OBD2 cars, they have one before the cat, which actually tells the engine it tells the ECU if it's running lean or rich
that's
or
right.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then the one after the cat just tells you if the cat's working or not.
That's true. Yeah, I was thinking in the suit. Yeah.
And so people are like, just replace the post cat O2s might be bad.
Right.
And then it's like, there's all these threads about like, it's like, that was it. And like all these people are like, what do you think it is? It's like it's the fucking cat.
It's probably the gas cap.
Yeah, it's like a cheaper way to fix this.
It's like I tightened my gas cap and it went away. And so it's like it's like all these people like trying to pretend like the ECU is not just telling them what's wrong. And so, anyways, that was a long way to say I changed mine recently, and I've been smelling in the garage because I did a bunch of work on the exhaust. Well, I didn't do it. My friend at A+ Muffler.
Shout out to A+ Muffler.
Yeah.
What's up, A+ Muffler?
I went to A to Z Muffler the other day.
Mufflers, remember how like many casts ago we were making fun of donut shops? How the name of a donut shop is just like donuts.
Yeah, it's like irrelevant. Or it doesn't even matter what the name is. The sign just says donuts.
It's just like we fucking have donuts.
It's like donut.
Do you want them or not? It's donuts. You fucking fat piece of shit. You know you want them.
Damn donuts.
I know. It's like they don't have to advertise.
All right, we're doing sandwiches and then donuts.
Exhaust shops are kind of like that. They're just like a muffler.
Muffler.
like we
Top Pro muffler.
Yeah, like A1 muffler.
A to Z.
A to Z.
That's where I went the other day.
We bend pipes and weld them and install cats. Now, anyways, worst automotive smell.
Produced by the car.
Produced by the car, not the human.
Or humans.
Used gear oil. That's mine. Gear oil fucking stinks.
I've never had to change the gear oil.
Oh, really?
Or I just never have.
Dude,
which,
gear
even though
oil,
I should have.
I don't know if it's like some weird additive that they put in it or what, but it's a very distinct.
Or you're just grinding those gears so much.
It's a really distinct smell, and it smells like shit. It's bad. It's like
I mean, it literally smells like shit. Or
it kind of does.
Okay.
It's got a little.
little hint.
I think it's like sulfur. Maybe
smells
there's
some
like
some weathered.
maybe there's like a high sulfur content, but
Just a little hint.
if anyone can think of a worse one, but I don't think there is. I don't think there's a worse smell than used gear oil.
Burnt clutch is pretty bad.
Oh, that's pretty high up there.
But that's a little more like.
I wouldn't say it smells bad. It's just it smells bad because you feel bad because
smells
you're
like-
like I just
It's
wasted
yeah.
money.
It smells like money.
Yeah,
Burnt money.
yeah. You're just like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have stood on it that hard.
Smells like burning money.
Well, it's like, yeah, like burnt rubber doesn't smell great.
burnt rubber is not pleasant,
But it's
I really
more-
don't
Plus, you
like
don't
that.
stick around long enough to actually smell it.
Or like you've just seen something cool and you just accept.
Yeah,
it.
you're like, yeah.
Like burnt clutch.
I don't mind this.
It's never really associated with good vibes.
Yeah,
No.
right. They probably are both equally offensive, but one is like you just did something
Embarrassing.
cool, and one you like thought you were burning rubber,
And you were
but
not.
you were burning clay. The smoke was coming from the bell housing. Yeah, I say used motor oil, or sorry, used gear oil. Let us know in the comments if you have
Worse.
a worse smell. Okay. Inflation for horsepower.
Oh yeah, this I came up with just because I feel like it's for money. It's pretty easy to say like this cost whatever in
Yeah, you'd be like, in 1992,
Yeah,
this
this-
car was like 30 grand.
right, and then you just but then you have to
And you like
just look
put it
up
into
and-
some Google.
And I feel like there should
calculator.
be something similar for like car performance, not even just horsepower, but
Yeah.
just really like almost anything. Be
Yeah,
like,
we need to make the like Car Bros inflation calculator
yeah,
for,
performance.
for performance.
Yeah, there needs to be like some kind of mathematical formula.
Okay, 1982, you did 0 to 60 in 6 seconds.
Yeah. That was
It's
like-
that's like a 4.3.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking fast. Like no, it was fast. Yeah, I was watching somebody. It was a comment about domestic cars, and they were like, in the 80s when the Fox body came out, there was like some Fox body. They're like, we thought the horsepower wars were on because the GT had 152 horsepower. We were like, it was on.
Yeah.
Shots were fired.
It was like
The game was
it
changed.
was like we were floored because it had 150
152.
horsepower. But it's like, it's true. You'll see some stuff and it'll be like 200 horsepower. And you're like, it was big
Yeah.
at the time. That's like,
Yeah, and then people will like they'll be reviewing a new car and they'll be like 0 to 60 in like 8.5 seconds. Like this thing is like unbearably slow.
Slow. Yeah,
And
gutless.
it's like
yeah.
it's like that's like what like a GTI.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like in the early 90s, 0 to 60 in 7 seconds is the equivalent to like 5 now.
Yeah, that's why you need a mathematical
Yeah.
formula.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like the 4s is like what the like 6s used to be.
Yeah.
You know? It was like 6 is pretty fast. Right now it's like, yeah, 4.
It's a quick little cut.
Yeah, 4 used to be like a Diablo when you're like sidestepping it off red line. It's like 4 seconds. Like that's not sustainable.
No, no way.
Yeah, I was like, can a human even survive?
Yeah,
that
that's
amount
a lot of G-forces.
Yeah, now it's like the GTI.
That's like a Saturn V rocket.
Yeah, it was like 4 was
You
ridiculous.
lose your bowels quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's like the Hyundai Sonata with the like sport shift option. It's like 4.9. It's not fast. I think part of it, this is going to get a little nerdy, but I think part of it is the commonplace addition of like computer modeling of engines allowed them to just sort of inflate horsepower later in the rev range, where cars are now faster without feeling faster.
Yeah.
Where
Like everything is changing on the fly.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like cars don't feel that much faster now than they have from when we were kids.
They're just going faster.
Yeah.
You are going faster.
It's like a smooth. It's like a roller coaster, like
Sure.
launch where it's a smooth acceleration.
I think they build more power deeper into the revs.
Yeah.
But you don't feel like they're much faster. They just are.
Plus, they're quieter and like have way more grip and everything else.
It's way more controlled and all that. And unfortunately, you want to talk about minimum wage not keeping pace with productivity and inflation. Speed limits, people.
Yeah.
have not
65.
have not changed. This is bullshit. I can hit this. I can break the law in like first gear.
It's true.
It's like, come on, let's adjust this. But yeah, I don't know. I feel that too, because a lot of the 20-year-old cars that I kind of lust after are like kind of low by today's standards and like power wise.
Right.
But
At the time, you're like, damn.
at the time they were like, this is the end.
End all be all.
This is gonna go down.
These are the salad days.
It's gonna go down from here. Yeah. Okay. Here's one. I need to make an adjustment to a previous recommendation that I made.
I'm pretty sure I brought this up before.
Did you?
I feel like I did.
I don't think so. Not on the cast.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Well, maybe.
So
I've had this thought for a while.
maybe like 10 to 15 casts ago, I declared that the second generation Prius, is that what it was?
Solid buy.
Which is like 03 to like 06 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the one that looks like everyone associates a
Yeah,
Prius
the one
with.
that looks like a Prius
I
and
think
the
it's
one
03
that
to, I
like
think it's 03 to 08.
and like a bunch of celebrity like
Feel
when
embarrassed for knowing that.
when the Prius became like a big thing,
When,
and it was like
when its shape became recognizable.
it was like celebrities or like going
Yeah.
green.
Here's
and, like, the
DiCaprio.
Prius.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like DiCaprio
It's fucking Prius.
drove a Prius for like 8 miles and then got back
Changed
into
the world.
his fucking S class.
Yeah.
When he was like, this thing sucks.
South Park made an episode about
Yeah.
it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that Prius.
Yes.
It's actually funny to think that there was a time when like there was like moral superiority that came with.
I drive a Prius.
Well, it's kind of the same way with electric cars
That's
now.
what, yeah,
now
that's
it's-
what I mean.
Now
was
it's
a
the
time-
electric car. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a very distinct memory of when I was delivering pizza. I was like 18, driving down a residential road, and someone showing off their brand new
Like, here it is, like-
04 Prius with like hood trunk doors open.
Yeah.
This is it.
To like the family had come outside. It was like, here's the thing. It was that big of a deal. So that Prius, I had previously said, now they're cheap and shitty enough, but still reliable and get good mileage. That this is the new beater. This is the new late 90s Civic, is what I was claiming. I retract that statement. Formally, I retract it. Not because the logic behind the car itself has changed, just because for whatever reason, a combination of reasons makes that specific model's catalytic converter
Gold.
Gold.
yeah,
Yeah.
more
Literally
platinum.
gold.
Literally,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
precious metal. That is the equivalent of modern Bitcoin. Is this thing's cat, where the two people I know who have that generation Prius, one of them, my friend Jenna.
What's up, Jenna?
What's up, Jenna?
Jenna, who does not even
Hey, Jenna.
who does not know this podcast exists. I told her to buy a Prius. She was like looking for a cheap car to buy, and I found it for her and like bought it with her, and she bought, I was like, here's a
And now she blames you.
and her cat has been stolen twice.
Jesus
off
Christ.
that thing.
And you like live in a pretty.
She's not in where I live. But,
Oh, okay.
But the other person I know who also had one had their cat stolen. It's just like,
Yeah.
you can steal if
Basically,
you
you cannot park one outside.
if you know what you're doing. Legitimately, you can steal the cat off of these things in a minute. In 60 seconds, you can jack the car up. It's 3 bolts in the front. You cut the back. It's gone. And apparently, because
What do they
it's-
cut it with? Just a saw?
Yeah, you
Sawzall.
saw it. Yeah, you
It's probably
saw
just
it.
a sawzall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sawzall it. Because it's a hybrid, I have heard It's two things. One, that model, just Toyota puts more,
way
like,
more in it.
palladium or whatever the
palladium
fuck
and platinum
in it. And the other one is because it's a hybrid, it like runs the gas motor less, so the mileage is less or whatever. But these cars are just targets now. This $3,000 car,
There's a lot of them parked outside.
and
so
there's
it
a
makes
ton of
sense.
them parked outside where it's just like these things are being stolen left and right, and it's like $1,500 or
To replace it,
something
yeah.
It's like borderline
from
the,
the
value
dealer.
of the car.
Yeah, almost salvages the car, but I'm guessing it doesn't completely. And so it's like that car's kind of ruined now, and it's just that one. It's like catalytic converter thefts are going through the roof
Now, those,
because
I
of
guess those are covered by insurance. though,
They are,
usually.
and I don't think they can salvage it.
Yeah.
So they just, like, my friend has had it replaced twice by insurance, who has now dumped like $3,000 into this car in cats from Toyota. Toyota can't make these things
Yeah.
fast enough.
I guess
they're,
not, yeah.
they're probably behind it. It's conspiracy.
Yeah, they're just selling used cats back to Toyota. I mean, is there a trashier crime than stealing a catalytic converter?
Probably not.
Than rendering someone's car basically useless for like $200 max.
Whatever
It's
they
gotta
get
be.
for it, yeah.
Yeah, whatever the.
I don't understand because it's like the sale of used cats on anything now is going through the roof. Like in the Subaru community that I follow, like people would sell OEM downpipes. They would be like, "Oh, I took off my OEM downpipe and upgraded it to a Cobb downpipe," and they would sell it for like $50 to $100 because it's like it's not a wanted.
Yeah, no one wants.
No
the
one
cat.
wanted the stock
Cares about
downpipe
Yeah,
with
no
two
value,
cats. It's either catless or whatever you want to do. Now OEM downpipes are selling on Facebook Marketplace for $900 to $1,000.
I don't know if they're being stolen or if they're just worth more. Or,
I don't know.
Or if the price of OEM ones has gone up, so the used ones.
Yeah, I can't see people taking these downpipes and cutting them
Yeah,
and then
probably
taking them to
not.
recyclers and making a profit.
No, it's probably not that. I don't. I think when you are the like boots on the street stealing cats, I think you are getting like $100 to $200 for it. You're not getting.
Yeah, the real fucking criminals are the people that are buying them.
Yeah,
I was gonna say because
totally. And the whole
isn't it
industry is
illegal,
fucked.
at least in California, to buy used?
I think they're
cats?
shipping it out of state. You can't. An exhaust shop cannot install a used cat, but some of them.
But what about recyclers?
I've done it. The recyclers are supposed to have like registration.
Yeah,
can't just-
proof of
You
ownership.
can't just show
Yeah.
up with a truckload of them.
No, yeah, like a dump truck.
Oh,
full of cats.
these are all old.
Yeah,
Remember when we used to see people like on Craigslist or whatever, just selling like, just clean up my garage. I got parts for like 12 different Civics. I got a gauge cluster.
I've got 16 seats. Just clean, just a little spring cleaning.
Armrest. Yeah.
I was gonna say that's like the same thing. Like the Prius is the modern day '90s Civic, especially for that
for
reason.
the
You cannot park it on the street.
It's just wild to me because you're ruining someone's car
Yes.
for a couple $100.
Someone who presumably doesn't have a ton of money. since they're
Yeah,
still
yeah.
driving
It's
a
like what other
15-year-old Prius.
crime just takes someone out of
Out of
life for a couple $100? I mean, even if you steal someone's wallet, it's like they can
Call
still
your
go to
credit card
work.
Yeah,
It's just the shittiest.
I'm sure. I mean, it probably doesn't happen that much now, but I don't even know how much it happened back in the day. But just when people would steal people's wheels and like leave the car
that
on
still
cinder
happens.
blocks. I'm
Certain-
sure it
certain
happens, but
areas.
it's not. I feel like the cat thing is more common than
Yeah.
The thing about stealing wheels is I feel like you at least get like you can make some money doing
Well,
that.
and I think
I don't
it's
know.
hard. I think it's harder to sell wheels
Harder.
than it is just to dump a cat to whoever you
to a recycler or whatever.
yeah, you've
got-
You already have
there's
you already have a
hookup
system in
is,
place.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably like the guys on the streets.
wheels. You kind of have to like resell to like an end user.
You got to know.
Yeah.
You got to know the market. Cats, it's probably a whole army
Mm-hmm.
cartel. Anyways, shame on you. Stealing.
poor Prius.
That's terrible. So, Carbro's top tip: the Prius is no longer.
out.
Yeah. Don't do
It's
it.
done. It's finished.
Is it a common thing else? I mean, we only see California news. Is this like a
I'm
nationwide
sure.
crisis?
I mean, let us know, but
Yeah.
I have no.
Maybe not in
doubt.
like Montana. Or
Hopefully not. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay. This is a topic.
It's colorful.
This is a hard one for us to approach. I think this is not confirmed, people, but we're pretty sure Carbros is like essentially blacklisted.
As far as
Yeah.
we can
As far as we can tell, we've been blacklisted for basically every major
Major website, yeah.
Yeah, other than Jay Leno's this little experiment has basically failed.
We're not in the in group.
Yeah, we are not in the in group. So we're going to try to tread these waters carefully. So something was brought to our attention.
Actually,
I think Garrett had came
I've
across
seen
it.
this before because I think Jalopnik
Okay, Garrett found it.
But one of our fans on Facebook had messaged us directly.
He's on the same wavelength.
Yeah, so he sends us a link.
What was his name?
His name is Cam Meth.
What's up, Cam?
What's up,
I
Cam?
don't know if that's his Christian birth name or what he does, but
Either way,
shout out to Cam Meth.
What's up, Cam?
He sent us on Facebook. He sent us the link to the Jalopnik article and the accompanying Craigslist ad because apparently a lot of Jalopnik articles are just fluffing up a generic Craigslist ad
or bring a trailer.
for a.
Which many of our topics.
That's true. Although we usually punch down with it.
Yeah. Yes.
It's for a 1990 Honda CRX SI.
What did Cam say about
So Cam, his initial message says, "You need to see this Jalopnik article plus the relevant Craigslist ad. It makes the bring a trailer comments section look like a PBS news hour." Then he sends the link. He follows it up with, "I don't believe there has been or will be a car that so perfectly balances a go-kart like directness with reliable technology in a magically voluminous package with such a tiny footprint." Oh, he's quoting the ad. I see. The CRX is the
Hold on. Here's the ad.
Okay.
People.
Yeah.
Here it is. All right. Continue.
The CRX is the ultimate car for the childless urban dweller. Car and Driver liked to call it the poor man's Ferrari.
What?
But no matter your class status,
How poor.
it's nice to
A
drive.
CRX is a poor man's Ferrari.
Is it like a Corvette or an MR2 at least?
That doesn't make any sense. That's like saying A1
I mean, it's the-
steak
this-
sauce
this-
is a poor man's caviar
Yeah.
or some.
This specific one's red, so I mean, it's got that in common with a Ferrari.
Ketchup is a poor man's red wine.
That
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. Yeah. It's like saying eating grapes is a poor man's Bordeaux. What the fuck does that mean? A poor man's Ferrari? Let's get the editor who wrote that. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
It's just one more sentence. It's nice to drive a fast little car without the nagging anxiety of imminent collapse.
Yeah, that's a better fucking... Whoever wrote that can get the attaboy. A nice car to drive. A poor man's Ferrari?
It is red, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
That's like...
Cut some
That's like
slack.
saying sleeping on a bench is a poor man's house. Yes. It is. Okay. So this is an ad that...
I'll let Coyne can highlight some of
I mean, we're trying not to hurt anyone's feelings here, folks. We're
We don't-
all
we-
car
we don't-
enthusiasts.
We don't want to burn any more bridges.
Look, the bridges are already smoldering.
The little rickety
Yeah.
rope bridge.
Yeah. There's no longer any bridges for us. There's just like a tight rope that runs
This
next.
crappy little piece of wood that you float across.
Yeah, there's
the
like
river.
a little pontoon boat down at the bottom that you can like shimmy down a rope ladder and take across. And we're trying not to sink that thing. But this has got to be the worst ad that maybe has ever been written in the history of Craigslist. I don't know. Do you want to read the ad? Or-
I don't think we have time to read the full ad. It's like a
that's-
fucking novel.
Is it?
It's very long.
I actually haven't.
Cliff notes. Okay, again, it's for a 1990 Honda Civic CRX
This
SI.
is CRX with how many
was-
miles are on this thing?
Like
I don't have it in front of me.
150. I don't. Let me see what the exact mileage. 150 800 is the odometer reading.
Okay, I'm just gonna lay out the facts for you. These are just facts.
The facts on the ground.
These are just the facts on the ground. 1990 CRX,
150,000 miles.
150K.
Could round up to 151, but 16 grand.
16K, 16 bands,
that was
16
that was his
stacks.
asking price.
That's his asking price.
And that
Asking
and at the
price.
time it was like, well, maybe he just like got really ambitious.
Yeah, or maybe like fat fingered it.
Yeah, or no,
And
he has a bunch of room to come down.
yeah, right. It's like
he started off.
He's
high.
starting there, and you end at like 6.
Yeah.
You know, you come in at 3.
Yeah.
You go back and forth.
You
you shake hands at 6,200.
bat it back and forth like gentlemen. And you arrive at a high but acceptable 6,250. Okay. So we weren't gonna talk about this ad, but what pushed us over the edge, what gave us the nudge, is that the ad has been left up.
Yeah, because I mentioned it to Mike and John
That it has sold.
Well, that the message. I was like, "Oh, you guys need to. Have you guys seen this ad?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know if it's still up or not." So I searched for it, and the answer is
up.
yes and no.
Yeah, it is still up, but the car has been sold, and it has been left up.
It's a little addendum.
It has been left up because
Because of the Jalopnik article.
articles have linked to this car, unironically.
You know, not
Not that you
not making fun.
not that you should make fun of it. I'm just stating that they did not choose to make fun of it.
They praised it.
Yes.
Praised the pros. Did he put something in there about why he left it up?
Yes. He says it's a bold. It's the first thing you read on the ad now. It's bold text.
Hold on. Before we move on from that, I think a lot of people probably haven't seen this ad. So,
I would have shown it by now in the video.
and they would have paused it and read it. There's people listening audio only. Why don't you just read an excerpt from this ad?
Most colorful.
Yeah.
I mean, Garrett's more familiar with
So
it.
this is a very expensive CRX, and this is a very long.
I can read the
ad.
opening paragraph if you
Okay.
would enjoy. Out of
It's a very bloviating.
Yeah, why don't you just to give the listeners a taste?
out of roughly 20 paragraphs, I will read the opening paragraph.
Okay, all right, hit it.
Driving is coming to an end. It's inevitable. Probably not happening as soon as the world's second least helpful Twitterer says it
Is he
is,
talking about Elon?
but it will happen. This period we are all in now is perhaps the least enjoyable time for driving in the last century. When a car can almost pilot itself, it gives the driver a sense of false security and real distraction. Driving becomes akin to eating popcorn while watching Succession. You'll only remember you're doing it when you start choking.
Let me just reiterate for our audio only listeners.
This is a Honda CRX.
This is a 1990 Honda CRX. Let me also reiterate, this podcast is being recorded in the year 2021 when cars like the Corvette C8, Mustang GT350, Camaro ZL1 are being sold currently.
I just want to say, I didn't know what he meant by this because the word Succession was capitalized when he said when you're watching Succession. Apparently that's a TV show on HBO that I have never heard of. And it's
You're just not called.
apparently it's something popular enough for this guy to mention. Like everyone's going to know
Passing,
what this is. Yeah.
passing reference.
All right. Why don't you give us like one more choice sentence
Okay. I don't,
or
I'm gonna,
paragraph?
give me some time here.
Or something.
So he has the ads separated into different groups, I would say.
I like when
The
your first sale ad has a section called context.
Yeah, the first section is context. That's the first paragraph of what I said. So it's context and then the paragraph I read previously. About 10 paragraphs later, there's another bold section called price. Here's the first paragraph for price. Perceived monetary value reflects a shared set of aesthetic and performance values. The price only makes sense if the previous owner's auctions feel precisely what you would have done to the car.
What?
The two of you must be in continuum of understanding and action. And then it's a colon quoting Peter Cunningham of Real Time Racing. I don't even know.
Do we think this guy is like the ultimate Troll.
I feel like this guy is like a car journalist for some Bay Area car website.
Is it serious, or is he just the ultimate salesman? I mean, that's a real...
Well, he definitely is the ultimate salesman since apparently he sold it.
Okay, all right. So that gives you a little taste of this ad.
There's just one more paragraph I'd like to.
All right, take it away.
This is like a stage reading.
All right, go for it.
The hypothesis of this proletarian performance is undoubtedly the CRX SI. Its cult following has never faltered. Years after production, these cars are still seen as a worthy platform with tuner parts available and plentiful. But ironically, this continued engagement with the model has left very few unmodified examples intact. I just really like those first two words.
Damn.
Proletarian.
That's what I mean. This guy's definitely like an English major or something. Like he enjoys the
prose,
the action of writing and the use of words and the vocabulary and the fluffing.
Flowery.
Yes.
Well written.
I mean, it is well written.
I mean,
but the subject that he is writing about is not deserving.
Whatever he did works. It's a bunch of blogs like picked up.
Right, exactly.
This ad as content.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at this guy's CRX. You should buy it.
Yeah.
Look how much effort he put into this.
Yeah. Buy his car.
Please. Okay. And then this thing's sold, right?
Apparently it's sold.
Apparently.
For asking price.
How do we know it's sold?
This is probably the worst part of the ad.
All right.
Since obviously the ad was up and then he left it up even though the car sold.
Right.
Which he says, I'm leaving this ad up as it got some press in Jalopnik and no one likes a dead link. Okay.
True.
Fair enough. But then he also adds on. He adds like a recap of like his
play by play
his results with the ad. I got 19 responses. 5 of them were full price offers.
5 of them, folks.
So 5 people wanted to pay $16,000 for a CRX.
5 dummies
for a 30-year-old CRX.
5 of them were fan mail.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
And only one was a lowball, likely just trolling. Like what we just did.
Yes.
Yeah. So one person was interested in this car at a realistic price, I'm guessing. Troll.
Yeah. And then I sold it to the first offer, which was initially made the day before the car was posted to Craigslist based on an Instagram post. I left him hanging a bit as I was curious if anyone would offer over asking. No one did. I think people forget this is an option and often very effective.
Okay, so some dude offered him money.
$16,000.
He offered him $16,000.
The asking price.
Based on an Instagram post. Mm-hmm. And then this guy
writes this Craigslist
writes this thing and still puts it up for sale.
Mm-hmm.
And
Jalopnik picks it up.
And then
Jalopnik boosts him.
Yes. Yeah, Jalopnik boosts him. And then he sells it to the guy who originally offered
the same price. Because 4 other people offered him the same.
5 other people. No, apparently.
No, 5. 5 total.
Okay. 4 other people wrote him emails.
5 were just fan mail.
And said that they would
offer him the same price. But out of loyalty, he gave it to the guy who the guy who did the first offer. But he would have instantly dropped him.
Yeah. If
someone had offered 16,100.
We are not criticizing this guy. We're just reporting the facts.
As he saw fit to add to his.
As he wrote. Yeah. This is something that this guy determined was important information
to update the ad.
This ad for this 1990 CRX that he has left up because nobody likes a dead link.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I feel like
I have kind of mixed feelings about this. I don't care if I understand that cars go up in value.
Yes.
What I don't really like is that this kind of weird romanticizing and kind of, it's like
revisionist history, basically.
Yeah, it's like we fucking like CRX. Like we grew up with this, this stuff, and I assume this guy did too. Mm-hmm. I mean, I assume he's probably roughly similar age to us.
I hope.
But it's weird. It's just like this.
It's putting it on a pedestal.
It's when you need to write a novel to show everyone how important your car is. It's like I don't know.
But you realize that out of the 2 or 3 paragraphs I read, and even Garrett read. Well, no, the one you read was about the car, but the 2 I read had literally nothing to do about the car.
Well, he's adding all this like romantic prose to try to like, this is an important vehicle this is more than a vehicle. It's a cultural
icon.
And
but
I mean, hats
really
off to
not.
him. He's making money off of it.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's getting people to drink his potion.
Drink
Yeah.
that Kool-Aid. Yeah, I mean, I guess to us, it just feels...
It feels very forced. And
it feels pretty, whatever.
And the fact that Jalopnik is out
Not
there, like
genuine.
boosting him, giving
Yeah.
him free exposure.
Yeah, I think it's.
I mean, mission accomplished for him. He wrote like a flowery ad, and Jalopnik was like, "Cool,
Yeah.
let's post this."
I think it's in line with what people want to feel about that stuff.
I mean, he did put, obviously, like we said, a ton of effort into selling it. He obviously insanely detailed this car, took 200 plus detailed photos of this 1990 CRX with the wheels off and on jacks.
This just feels to me like, okay, this kind of started with, I feel like the 2 cars started this whole wave of nostalgia. They like kicked off the 90s
Neo nostalgia.
Yeah. Was E30 M3 and like generally air-cooled Porsches. And those were sold and bought by people of means.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Like
Even
you've got...
when they're new, yeah.
Yeah, and when they were then resold.
Right,
you had
right.
this like valley of like where you could find one for like 12.
Yeah, in like 2004.
Yeah.
Or something.
Whereas like, okay, no one really likes these things and it's just the kind of like enthusiasts scooping them up. And then now they're back into like astronomical prices. And now you have people.
This is a guy trying to like force that upon another car.
Yeah, this is somebody who, let's be honest, is probably not of means. No.
Well, who knows? I don't know.
Let's be fair.
If you're driving a 1990s
Nobody
Honda,
gives a shit about a 90s CRX. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Well, he's trying to make people.
yeah. And so he's basically trying to create a new floor beneath him. He's basically trying to create this level of enthusiast where it used to be kind of the like proletariat, to use his words. He is trying to elevate his status into bourgeois.
Into culture.
Where it's
Yeah.
like, E30 M3, 1990 CRX, they're all one and the same. And so it's basically the same like offensive like price fluffing that turned many enthusiasts off from
I think
air-cooled Porsche.
That's kind of my whole thing about all these cars, whether it's this or Bring a Trailer. It's like maybe it's happened before, but maybe just we are not old enough to have seen it happen, where you see cars that were like fun and disposable, kind of, trying to reach this new level of like cultural relevance. Like, I wasn't fucking around when these cars were.
Yeah, many people were. Yeah. So basically, in my mind, ruined by people trying to make $1.
Yeah, it's like the car was cheap to begin with.
Yeah.
And that was, as he mentions in his long thing, like this was an affordable car. It's like, and now you're talking it up into the stratosphere.
You have taken something affordable and enjoyable and
accessible
and through your sheer will and cheapness you have tried to inflate it for personal gain at the detriment of everyone who who you just pretended to talk up.
The poor man's Ferrari.
Yeah, all the poor man's Ferrari. You are trying to achieve this like astronomical.
I just really like how he's like, well, you
kind
could
of
have offered
phase.
more. Wink.
Yeah.
Just saying, next time I list a car,
Yeah.
come in more than my already aggressively high.
And
asking
so it's
price.
kind of wolf in sheep's clothing where you're pretending to be the ultimate
It's kind of like
enthusiast.
it's like a Bruce Springsteen.
yeah.
I'm just a
But
working
you're
man.
basically the ultimate douchebag. Right? For
Yeah.
like fucking over people who want this car to
Right.
people who want to continue to enjoy this
And
car
then even
for the
and then,
things
that you just
you
glowed about.
just talked about for 20
And
paragraphs.
then even worse, and then the aforementioned Jalopnik and whoever else sees us, like they're going to have one and be like, well, look at this one. It's sold for 16 grand.
Exactly.
So mine is worth
and then
8.
the cycle continues.
Yeah.
So basically, thank you for
It's like the same. It's like the person that's selling their whatever Chevy,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, Barrett Jackson, one sold for
exactly pushing the hobby in a direction that is
very
now
unauthentic
unattainable and
and
unauthentic
yeah.
to the people who would
very
otherwise
very status based."
yeah. So thank you for turning a 1990 CRX,
Which is a cool car. We like the car.
into a status, trying to turn it into a status symbol so that you can make $1. So congrats. Sounds like it sold.
Yeah, he did it.
I'm sure you're happy.
I'm sure Jalopnik is proud.
Yeah. I'm sure all parties involved are proud. So
But I guess this sort of goes in, aside from this ad, really, how not just this car, this ad, or just cars of that era. It's like people talk about them as if they were designed to be what they are.
yeah,
They were like, well, when Honda sat down to design the CRX,
cars were just more honest.
well, it's like Honda. They wanted a connection to the
Yeah.
driver, and they didn't want to go too far, and they
Yeah.
wanted to maintain this very analog. It's like, no, they fucking didn't.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
they didn't. They had zero choice.
They built
Yeah.
this car to like whatever the maximum power of their 80s computers would
yeah,
fucking
there
allow them to.
there's no design
They
decisions
left nothing
made.
on the floor.
yeah. Just as they are now, this car was built with the same philosophy of modern Honda, basically. So yeah, it's very revisionist
Yeah,
history.
it's like, back in the 80s, they knew how to make a car.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
no, that's just what they were. They were trying. Do you think they wanted?
They were
to?
trying hard. They were trying to isolate the driver as much as possible. They were using the softest bushings available to them at the time. So, anyways, thank you for contributing to the downfall of the hobby. Frankly, that's cool, but that's your legacy. Yeah. So check it out. The ad's probably still up.
It'll be up forever.
Yeah.
Nobody likes a dead link
For posterity.
for posterity. Yeah. All right. Well, there goes that.
Well bought and well sold.
Well bought. Yeah. Congrats. Keep it in your garage. Drive that price up. Copy and paste the ad when you sell it for $18K.
Make sure you let Jalopnik know too.
Well, there goes that pontoon boat.
It's sinking to the bottom.
Yeah. I think we riddled it with bullets. All right. Well, and on that note, thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed listening to us ranting. Special hello to our patrons. Special goodbye to our patrons. Thank you guys for being here. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time.
Goodbye.
See you.